out, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can, I'm coming with another little midweek video, man. Until this weekend, I go live 6:30 Saturdays. So 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. Don't miss me, man. I'll be here live up on here. Y'all jump up in the chat, do what y'all want to do. If you just want to just hang out and watch, I'm cool with that too. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. So, I'm outside shoveling this morning, and I couldn't shovel because it starts snowing up here in PA, on the southwestern PA, and I go looking for my favorite shovel. I had this shovel for like 7 years, man. They don't even make them like this no more. I'm talking about I got the old school wood handle. It's like that thick. It's sturdy, and it's not one of the old school. It's not one of them new plastic cheap ones, but it is plastic. But it's like real hard plastic. Got the perfect. I fine tuned it to where the metal scraper is just perfect enough just to break the ice, and it scoops so well. It's like a plow. I could just hold it and just walk and just push the snow straight in the pile. And now I gotta go get a new shovel. Like, I already broke that in, and I'm so mad about it, yo. I'm so tight, bro. I'm so tight, bro. Like, I'm telling you, and I can't. And it was my fault. I let my kids play around with it, and I didn't keep up. But it's all good though, so I'm gonna get a new one. My wife's like, "Well, we'll get you a new one." I'm like, They don't make them like this. They don't make them like this. I'm telling you, I'm gonna probably have to spend like $60-$70 on a shovel. I know, I sound crazy, right? I might as well get a snow blower, right? You feel me? You feel me? Like, but man, they just don't make them like this no more, man. They don't. Like, you spend what, $30-$40 on a shovel, and you gotta buy a new one. Anyhow, man, let's get up into the show, man. Let's get up into it, man. Welcome to the Fans Point of View podcast with your host, the most unknown podcaster there is up out there, Trent and Chubby. Diamond in the dirt on his ground, one day at a time. Tracking Chubby, aka Clarence Hampton III. This ain't your coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the Fans Point of View and what I know. So let's go. Yeah. All right. So, Sean Lewis, the old offensive coordinator for Colorado University, has now gotten a head coaching job at San Diego State. That's huge. Now, for whatever reason, things didn't work out at Colorado University. I don't know why it didn't. Maybe I've heard a pro say that it was the scheme that didn't work. And maybe the scheme just didn't work for the offense they were trying to run, and they didn't just have the defensive linemen were very good in the Pac-12, and his scheme, it just didn't work out with what he had going on there. So I want to see as if the scheme that he has is going to work up there at San Diego State, because if it does, because you think that Sean Lewis's offense from what you've seen at Kent State, and you put Shador at quarterback, making the moves and the plays, that kind of, it's like a I don't, the correct terminology, I don't know, so I'm explaining it as best as I can. A zone read type of offense where you're rolling out a lot of screens underneath, short passes, whatever, hit the deep ball when it's there, spread the field out, whatever. And it just didn't work with Shador Sanders. For some reason, it did not work. I don't, what I'm saying? I don't want to say it was too complex for Shador, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, why didn't it work? You thought that was the dream scenario. So I get it. And I believe that's where a lot of hype came from too. People knowing the great offensive mind that Sean Lewis is and what he was able to do out east. You know what I'm saying? The MAC, you would think that, when he went out there, he has Power 5 players in the Pac-12. He has the best quarterback in the NCAA, arguably, and his offense was going to shine. So I get a lot of that. That's where some hype came from too, you know what I'm saying? But if it just didn't work out there. It just didn't work out. And I'm like, and you're kind of mind boggling. Like, why not give it enough time? I know you want to win now, but you just can't keep you can't just keep everything that don't work out for you. You know what I'm saying? You want to throw it to the side and diss it and everything else like that. It don't work like that. This is the real world. But I guess when you have a certain amount of fame and money or whatever else to you, you can make these changes or whatever. But Coach Pratt said he wanted. Coach Sanders said he wants to win now. But I think that let that offense work out a little bit, or work some kinks out, maybe get some offensive line this year and gave him another chance. But look, man, he let a great guy go. They had to part ways. I'm guessing they'll step up and put somebody else there. I hope they bring in Matt McChesney as a consultant for that offensive line, because because if not, I'm not sure if they're still going to get the bigs that they need, because I'm not sure if the transfer portal is the way to go to get a lot of these guys, unless you're dealing directly through Matt McChesney. And why do I say that? Like he's trained guys that are already playing semi-professional college sports now, football now. So with that being said, there's some that might be on the move and wondering, where am I going to go or whatever else. He has connections to a lot of students that might be hitting the portal. Therefore, if he's a consultant and they're going through him, he can, give Colorado the heads up first. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Not necessarily he's gonna place the athlete wherever is best for him, because that's part of his business. What Matt McChesney does, he gives these young men the perfect opportunity for themselves first. It's not all about his alma mater school, but he'll let them know, like, look, like he's about to hit the portal. He's a badass. I know he is. I trained him myself. I'm vouching for him. He needs to be, I'm saying, you want this kid, so get your pocketbook ready or whatever you need to do to go and snatch him before somebody else get him, because you're missing out on a hell of a guard or center to, tackle whatever he is. But and I know I'm talking about Sean Payton, but I get carried away when I'm talking. I mean Sean Lewis, not Sean Payton. Excuse me again for that. But Sean Lewis is a great offensive mind, and for some reason I'm baffled, puzzled, all kinds of feelings on why it did not work in Colorado. I'm not sure if even Shador was comfortable running the offense that he had to run. You know what I'm saying? With the offensive line that he had. So, because that offensive line has to be on attack a lot in that Sean Lewis offense. That offensive line has to attack a lot more for that, for that to work the proper way. Now, some people said it may not work or whatever, but we'll see what happens up at San Diego State, because San Diego State has they weren't consistent. They had some good, decent games. They showed good though. All through all the mess and everything else, they show good, and they have a nice freshman quarterback, 6'3". He's listed at 6'3", 205 pounds, from Maryland. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I don't want to jack it up on here, but he was a freshman this year, sophomore now under Sean Lewis. We'll see what they do, because as long as they can put up some points, then I'm sure that they can beat a lot of people. They fared well against Colorado State University. They did decent. They lost to Colorado State University. The Aztecs did this year, but they showed well against them. You know what I mean? Like they didn't hang as many points as they did, and on and they got better as the season went on. So you want to see what's going on up there. I'm excited to see the new beginnings with Sean Lewis. I'm going to be following them and giving y'all updates on them, because I don't think that he should have been demoted in the first place. But hey, you know what I'm saying? That my opinion is different from everybody else's. I believe that the offensive line, sometimes they just did, it was too complex for the offensive linemen to learn. I don't think that everybody was studying that offense as much as they should have been, because that offense is kind of it is complex. It just is, because you can see sometimes the receivers were out of space. That's why Shador didn't hit everybody all the time. Travis Hunter knows the spots, the zones to sit in, because he's that good, because he really studies the damn playbook and he studies the damn game. So he knew where to be at in that Sean Lewis offense. He was one of the players that did. And and you can tell when a lot of players were out of place. You just knew it. You just knew it. You know that it wasn't there. Shador hold the ball on because somebody didn't run the right route, or they weren't in the right spot. The offensive line didn't slide protection the right way. It's an offense to where you gotta study, but it would have been a hell of an offense. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's all. But we're gonna keep it moving because I got some things to get into later on. But big ups to Sean Lewis, man, on that. And I'm gonna be giving y'all updates on that. All right. Moving on. The Twitter words. Twitter words. Man, look, I thought this was like, look. So for those who don't know who Danny Kanell is, he played quarterback at the collegiate level. He played for Florida State University, I believe. Okay. He played against Deion Sanders when he played for the Giants, when Deion played for the Cowboys. He threw a pick. Deion pick sixed him, took it to the house, did his dance, whatever. All right. So now he says to Junior, "Hey, Junior, at Deion Sanders Jr., congrats on 4 wins in 1 year. Some advice for year 2. Stop writing checks your little bros can't cash. Clean up your language. I'm sure your daddy doesn't approve. When you lose, say little. When you win, say less. Peace." He said, Deion Sanders Jr. go back to reply to Danny Kanell and says, "You're a pure hoe. Twitter.com/Danny Kanell." And I'm like, wow. I mean, obviously it was old. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that Danny Kanell just probably seen it. This happened, y'all. Look, 9/17. You see the date on it. It was old, all right. But it's resurfacing now, right? It's resurfacing for some reason now. Anyhow, when I see this, I say, the only thing I can say is, all right, Deion Sanders Jr., I don't know him. He said, he was saying things. First, let me go through all the tweets and then I'll get my commentary. All right. So people started bashing him, going crazy in the comments. You've been saving this since September, 2 months ago. Come back together. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, out of the blue, you were like, "Oh, I got something. This wasn't it." You know what I'm saying? People get bashing him and saying, talking crazy to a college student. He's not a student. You know what I'm saying? He's in his early 30s. He's not a student, but he saved it. Like Coach Prime says, I got receipts. Everybody has receipts. You know what I'm saying? There's receipts on me. I said some things that I'm sure that people can go in the archives, and when they call me out and say, "You said this, Truck and Chubby," I'm gonna have to be there and say, "Yeah, I said this." You know what I'm saying? Either, I can't recant what I said because I said what I said. And if I said it, then I meant it when I said it. You feel what I'm saying? So, you can't go back on your word and say what you're saying. Now, I follow Deion Sanders Jr. well off media. I follow him, and I know that he says, when we lose, let people talk they junk. That's what they supposed to do. And everything like that. I think that the things that he was saying to Danny Kanell is because Danny Kanell a lot of people weren't sold on what Deion was doing, and they wasn't trying to hype it up. But see, things like this hyped it up. Now, one thing that Bucky got to remember, that's the nickname. That's his nickname, Deion Sanders Jr. Everybody calls him Bucky. One thing that Bucky has to remember is that, you are part of the media. You are part of the hype too, bro. You know what I'm saying? You are part of the hype too, bro. You really are. Whether you want to say that or not, there's just certain people out there that just wasn't sold on what your father was doing. Like there, and that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us held on to the fact that your father is our football idol. You know what I'm saying? Like you cannot get mad at people for, you know what I'm saying? And it was old, and he brought it back up, but there's receipts, man, receipts. You know what I'm saying? He hit hard. I don't think that Bucky had anything to say back to him. He didn't, and that's good. And that's good. He didn't say nothing to him. I'm glad he didn't fall into the trick bag. Shout out to Big Loon, because that's where that word came from. Big Loon coined that. He called that the trick bag. When you successful as well off media is, and people bring up things like this to try to get you out of your character to see how you gonna react to it. You got money now, you put your hands on somebody, they suing you. You feel what I'm saying? So don't fall. He didn't fall for the trick bag, but let him have his little words or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably could have said something funny. Now he said, but I did see something. Bucky's tweet something recently saying something like the season's over now. They gotta sit back and watch us win. Like, that's cool. That's cool. I'm glad that everybody is successful. I'm trying to get to the point where y'all to have some success out here, to be bringing in some coin, to live comfortably and all that good stuff. But rightfully so. We and I made a short video up on how Colorado went 4-8, and everybody saying it's a success. Like, it's not a success. What it is improvement. Let's not say that it's success, but it is improvement. You know what I'm saying, from last year, but it's not a success. I believe if he would have left some of them offensive line there at Colorado that was there last year, that had some of that hunger in their belly from going 1-11, I believe that they would probably right now be sitting at a total 8-4, maybe not even that. Like, for real, they probably could be doing more damage right now. For real. Who knows? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Like, we don't know, because that was literally like the only thing that hindered Colorado, was the fact that Shador was getting banged up, and a lot. That is a fact, y'all. That's a fact. That's a fact. All right. But there was other coaches out there that had losing seasons, and I advise y'all to go back and watch the video that I made on that, because, hey, look, I gave them their props. Northwestern, David Braun, first year head coach. They was a 1-win season last year. They went 7-5. What is his name? Alex Goulash. He was out there at USF. They went one. They went 1-11 last year. Also, they finished 6-6 this year. So, I mean, to me, honestly, that is his success. Bowl game. He needed to make a bowl game in order for that this season to be a success. But it is improvement, though. I'll go ahead and I'll say that it's improvement. And I want to make this clear for everybody, right? Before I get into my next segment that y'all see right here, I just want to make this clear real quick. And I don't know how many people out there is really going to admit this, but myself, and I'm being totally honest with this. I want Coach Prime to be successful because he's an African American coach at a Power 5 level. That is not the normal suit and tie guy. He's more down to earth. He's relatable to the inner city and so forth and so on. So that's why I want to see him successful. I'm just gonna say it, period, point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? Now, I got love for everybody who watches me, and I love all the support, but that is, a huge reason why I want to see him be successful at the level he's at right now. Now, I know there's not a lot of people that can get on, show their face and say what I just said, either because they're on major networks or they're probably just afraid to say it. You know what I'm saying? But that's part of the reason why, and he was my childhood idol, like, for real, you know what I'm saying, because of the flash, flamboyance, and the football, with the box. We used to call that the Deion. We used to call the box, the face mask he has. We used to call that the Deion face mask. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, until my uncles and them was like, nah, that's the Eric Dickerson. You know what I'm saying? But we used to call it the Deion. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, that's how much he meant to my generation. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I had to really say about that. But I don't know how many people's going to really be like that. But other than that, though, I gotta call a spade when I see it. It wasn't a success, man. It just wasn't. Like, ain't nothing successful about that. Nothing at all. Y'all not even playing in a bowl game, you know. But next year, we'll see what happens. I'll be rooting again. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they doing good, but you know, I gotta take the good, bad, and the ugly with it. You know. So I talk sports. When they hot, they hot. I'm gonna talk about them whether they hot or whether they not. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Period. All right. But there's recruits coming up. But so that's what brings me into my next little segment I got here. Recruiting. It's so important to a lot of us out here. The recruiting, man. And the NIL. The NIL has a lot to do with how the local fans are doing in the communities and how much they're giving back to their universities for the NIL deals, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. All right. Now you gotta take it and say, now if you're doing a YouTube channel on sports or a college and you're giving the money to the NIL, then I get, and look, I 100%, me myself, at fans' point of view, I give you all the right to say whatever you need to say about that school. Don't hold back. I just don't like to see the biasness with a lot of people, man. It just irks me, man, to see the biasness. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you, because I am with my team, so you know, I'm just not gonna pick against my team. But I'm gonna call the bull crap when I see it, though, for sure. But the NIL, as we know, it's a huge thing. I made several videos on the NIL. I've talked about it already. I think it's going to impact the draft at some point. That's just me and how and what I believe on that. And I think it can affect the draft, because if you're a first round draft pick, that does not mean that you need to go to the draft. Like, you can actually go work out for whatever team you want to go work out for and sign as an undrafted rookie free agent, which I think was be more, or start structuring different deals, because these rookie deals that a lot of these guys get into wind up hindering them. They outplay them in their like couple of years. Like Michael Parsons, there's no way that he shouldn't have ever had a rookie deal. He should have had a pro deal off top. TJ Watt should have never had a rookie deal with us in the Pittsburgh Steelers since day one. He come in tearing up. He should have definitely came in on a pro contract. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's just certain players that come in and outperform rookie deals, man. And it's not fair to them that they got to sit around and make that little bit of coin, and then, you know, they get the hang of things, and after they're banged up a little bit, the front office gets to say, well, you did have this going on and that. Like, but look what I did when I first came in. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I believe the name, image, and likeness is going to roll over a little bit into the NFL, and also NFL owners being able to sponsor, you know, college athletes, you know, like, you know what I mean? Pro teams being able to sponsor college athletes. I think that it'll work out fine. And I'm not just talking about for football. I'm talking about for hockey. You know what I mean? I'm talking about basketball, soccer, whatever, you know, all of sports. You feel what I'm saying? All of them. Like, they can be like, okay, I like this defender from Michigan. He's pretty good. He'll fit the perfect scheme for the Ducks. You know what I mean? For my team out here, or Florida, whatever, you know what I'm saying? He'll fit our team perfectly if I can get him to work on this and this, or whatever he needs to work on in hockey, you know, or whatever sport it may be. Whatever they need to work on, they can sponsor them earlier, get them working out on their work, on their, you know, their regimen and their plays and whatever else it is, and, you know, have something signed saying, okay, give us a chance to match whatever contract, and we'll just bring straight on the team as a undrafted rookie free agent, give you a deal, whatever said deal that is, and you just skip the whole draft. Like, I ain't even like what I need to go to the draft for. Well, I don't need to. I've been working in this system for the past 2 seasons, since my junior year in college, and then my senior year in college. I've been working on their scheme. Why I already knew my college scheme or whatever I was in, and I've been working on this pro system for the past 2 seasons. And I'm not going to the draft. I'm going straight to the team and working out. That way, they're already ahead of the game. They're coming in, and a lot of collegiate level athletes go to the pro level, and they come in and they make impact at the pro level. But however, if you can get them ready, say a year or 2 years ahead, if you could jump the gun a little bit and jump it like that, then they're coming in and they're really making an impact, because now they're on your workout regimen. They're all the way up, and you were able to help the NIL cost too. You know what I'm saying? The NIL cost. You know what I'm saying? I think that also with the NIL, I think that college universities should just go into just signing contracts with their athletes, man. I honestly think so, man, because and look, life ain't fair. First off, it just ain't. Life ain't fair. That shouldn't even be a such word. You know what I mean? You should be really, but you got to, right? Because how you feel, fair, whatever. All right. Anyhow, but it's going to give some of the powerful schools and top schools the upper advantage to be able to sign contracts with athletes. But also, not every school is going to have the top athletes, because not every university has a hockey team, which kind of sucks in a way. You know what I'm saying? It does, because I respect hockey. Now, I need to learn more about the game, but hockey is a tough ass sport, and I respect them like a mug, dog. Like, and it was exciting, you know what I'm saying? It's exciting to watch that. It is. To me, it just is. I like it, I like it. Like, some people are super into golf. Like, I can play golf, drive on a golf cart and hit the ball and mess up and slice shit, but I can't, what I mean? I can't watch it. I just can't. But look, it's not for everybody, right? But when you when you're a collegiate level athlete, a lot of these young athletes it'll give them a whole opportunity if these schools would just sign contracts with them, lock them in, lock them. You ain't got to worry about the transfer portal. You that way you don't even got to worry about that, and they're already employees at your university. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look, I keep saying that. I've heard a couple of other people say that. I've heard late kick with Josh. I heard Josh talk about this. I heard him say that they're employees, and I've been saying this for a while. You know, they are. You got to start treating them as such. Like, so for you to say we're not giving them money to stay here, but you're reaping all the benefits from this athlete being at your school, but you want the community around your university to help pay for this player, but then you reaping all the benefits. You're not kicking back out to the people who's helping. Like, that's crazy to me. But look, there's everything that look. It ain't meant for all of us to understand everything. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these athletes already have agents, lawyers, so forth and so on. So, but I think that that's just another way for them just to, just knock out a lot of the BS and just make it simple. Just make it simple. All right. A scholarship is almost like a contract. You know what I'm saying? You might have to start giving 2 year scholarships with a contract for an athlete or something. 2 years, differently. Okay, so instead of you getting a 4 year 4 ride scholarship here, we're gonna give you a 2 year scholarship and a 2 year NIL contract deal. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, or I'll give you a 4 year scholarship in a 2 year deal. Or if you want to go to college for 8 years, here, I'll pay for your next 8 year college, and I'll give you You know what I'm saying? You only for, but so you can go do whatever degree that is. Say somebody want to be a doctor or a lawyer and they need, more college, that school, university will pay all that up above. Here's a full 8 year doctorate, scholarship, but you only have 4 years of eligibility. But I'm going to do that as part of a deal. Plus, I'll give you XXYZ. You know what I'm saying? Like, work that out, work stuff out like that. That sounds amazing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody want to be a damn rocket scientist. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm going to give you need what? How many years of school do you need to do that? You know what I'm saying? I'll give you that many. I'll give you that degree. You can come back and do that after your eligibility is over. Plus, I'll give you this, and you'll also be able to do this X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Start working in that type of way. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not trying to come out of pocket, give them their worth. You know what I'm saying? And still let them make money off their name, image, and likeness. Then you can say, go ahead. I mean, but they're already doing that anyway, giving kids a 4 year scholarship. But I guess you only can get what at the most your master's in 4 years. Sometimes it's your associate, and you got to pay to go back to school. So I think that when you start paying for PhDs, you know what I'm saying, and masters and PhDs, when you're giving them kind of scholarships out to schools based upon an NIL deal, now we talking something different. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't depend on sports for the rest of my life. Injuries happen. Injuries happen. But if we got me locked in for a master's or a PhD, oh hell yeah, okay, we talking now. Plus, I can still make money off percentage on my jerseys or this or that. That's good, right? You feel what I'm saying? So it works out. And or they could just go straight on the business side. I gave you 4 years. You're gonna be here for 4 years for free. That adds up to what? Let's just say, for instance, that adds up to 200,000 the whole 4 years. Okay, plus I'll give you another 250,000 for another 2 seasons here at the school. You won't enter the portal. You'll give us at least 2 of your seasons here. All right, you know what I'm saying? That makes sense to y'all, because it does to me. And I believe you won't have to worry about a lot of stuff. It may already be going on. We may not just be hearing about the stuff, but I think it just needs to be done just like that, because the transfer portal is none other than free agency now. And that is exactly what it is. Excuse me. It is a cheap free agency. It is like the Five and Below, the Dollar General, the Family Dollar of free agency. Like, I look, and this is no slight, because look, I'm telling you, like, this is no slight. Some of y'all college athletes is making more than what I'm making, folks. So, like, you know what I mean? I'm okay with that. That's cool. I'm super with that. I'm cool with that. But it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you can lock down somebody, a great offensive lineman, for 150 for 1 year. That's a steal. That's a steal. That is a steal. You hear me? That's a steal of a deal. Plus, now and it's generating more small businesses around the country and so forth and so on. The things that you can do with 150,000, you can help your family. You could you know buy a small bungalow or something, move your mom there, and start a small business. There's so much that's going to be able to come out of this, but they just got to make it more simple. But listen, I know simple is always complex stuff that makes things simple. So there's a lot that goes behind making things simple. If you make it complex, then in the end it's simple. But let's just make it simple at first. You know what I'm saying? And then and handle everything behind the scenes, lawyers, agents, so forth and so on. They already got lawyers at the schools, and it'll work out, and everything will work out. Everybody be able to have a good, these young adults be able to have careers after their sports. They don't got to rely on that. A little bit of pocket change, and the universities don't have to worry about losing their star athletes, because it's a business too at the end of the day. Like, let's not get that twisted. You know what I'm saying? Not only are they performing in the classroom, making the school look good, but they're also performing entertainment wise and bringing and generating revenue for the university that way too. So everybody wins in this situation. But just go ahead and start breaking out that paperwork, because if not, people are gonna always be losing. Um, they're always going to be losing athletes all the time, and I guess the only thing that protects that is if a student doesn't enter the portal, they can't talk to other schools. But look, like, if I'm in college, I'm going to enter the portal even if I want to come back, because now I get to hear all the other deals. That's why so many people jump in anyway, because they just want to hear what their worth is, period. So that way you ain't even look. I don't even want you to get distracted by that. I need you performing in the classroom. I need you focused on the next season. I need you in the weight room worried about this offense at this school or whatever you need to work on here. I need you here, focused here. So here goes this contract. Lock them down, keep them there, less distraction, on time, and everybody's happy there. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say about that. So look, I know I get long-winded. I know sometimes y'all be get out there, y'all be like, man, what is he talking about? I'm telling you, it works. My imagination, it runs wild. But this NIL thing, the way I've talked about it, it's my baby. I birthed it. Help me get it out there. This idea get out there, and bounce some ideas up off me. If you want to drop down in the comments, you know what I'm saying, let me know on some other ideas that we can collab with, in the other ways that you think that this NIL thing can work. I can't wait to hear your ideas. And when you do, if you are a content creator and you're gonna make one, and I tag me in the video so we can, so we can collab on some things or whatever's going on. That's all I got to say, y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. It is okay to replay, not even just me, but your favorite people out there. So I watch us again and again and again. And I thank y'all for tuning in. I hope that you have a wonderful and prosperous week. I will be back on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am on X Live, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So let's get it. Let's go. I'm out of here, y'all. I'm up out of here, man. Y'all do what y'all need to do up out there, man. Everybody stay safe. All right. Be safe. Stay dangerous.